Hi, Copic friends. Michelle Houghton here. We are back for week 3 of finding our Copic colors, Copic color combinations. And I promised, I'm too fascinated by what were underlying these little mushrooms that we looked at last week. And I'm thinking about bringing our flower image from the previous week back as well. But all of this right here, just gorgeous color in that lower portion of the image. And I wanted to see how close I could get with kind of just my earth tones and some grays because it's so rich. And I don't know, I am not a plant person in that I'm fascinated by them and I'm intrigued by the colors in nature. I don't know what creates all of those. So forgive me for that, like not being able to connect the dots for you, but I love the fact that we've got these purples and earthy browns and grays, and those slight variations are what are gonna, when you start looking at enlarging your photos, trying to get them bigger, trying to get as close as you can and showing that variation in a smaller area is actually gonna really make your images stand out and really add that piece of realism. Whether you're going for realism or not, this is a good exercise in how to figure out what colors are going to work together. And this is how I do this. And so I hope this is helpful to some of you. So I started with my earth tones. I've got them all pretty much stacked to my left again. And then I figured I can pull in what I need to kind of figure out what's going to work and what's not. So the first things I pulled out of my bag were, these are some E4s. And it ranges from goes E4, what did I start with? 4-2 today. 4-3, 4-4, 4-7. That's that full range. Now, this is one of those value scales that it literally is only jumping one, like one digit, in that value position. You need that. There is a big jump between the 2 and the 3 and the 3 and the 4. I would actually, those are ones that you don't necessarily want to make that double jump. And then there's another big jump to the 4-7. They blend beautifully, but they are big jumps. So don't think you're going to go from 4-2 to 4-4 to 4-9. It's going to be a push. So these, and what I was looking at was this down in this corner down here. And I was really actually pretty excited with what I got on that. So I think I actually have one of my combinations. So then this is one of the areas that really intrigued me, was this kind of purpley area. So I started playing with, you guessed it if you're an E fan, my E7s. So I started with my E70, 7-1, and 7-4. And then I tried a little bit of the 7-7 as well at the bottom end. So I got pretty close. Let me show you real quick what that looks like. We'll put it over on the other side of the card here. So we've got our 7-7 or 7-0. We've got a 7-1. Not a huge jump there. And then we've got the 7-4. Remember, these are the earth tones, but they have this beautiful, beautiful mauve, however you choose to pronounce that, undertone. So it actually, in some of these little grayer, dulled down areas, these are almost perfect matches. What I wasn't seeing was we've got these little tiny areas that have a brighter pop of kind of a violet. So I played around with that too. And the first one I tried was my V22. V22. And I want to show you what color that is. It's actually sitting over here. It's this color right here. My concern was, I can even just hold this over here. Can you see how gray it is in comparison to the photo? it looks like it has too much gray in it. I need something that actually has a little more red. So my next guess was the V12 instead. Let me show you how bright that is in comparison. But when I compare it to the photo, I'm thinking if I use it in conjunction with those E's, so then if I come back, these are my E7s, if I come back in and put a tiny bit, and I can even break it in on top of, remember, because it's not all smooth, it's definitely rough. So what if I brought it in and then, especially for this lighter area, went over it one time or twice, one, and watch it move, always my rule, with my E70. Ho ho! Look at what we got here. This is right there, and I'm off the screen, right there. I literally, if I set it down, I can almost lose that paper line between the two. And adding it into some of these smaller areas, I can tell I might have to do one more pass with like my 7-1 in the middle and the 7-0 on top. But that is going to get me exactly where I want to go. So this is going to be E70, E71, E74, and then V12, and then I can go over it with my lighter colors and soften that effect. Down in the dark area, I don't need to go over it. It's going to be right where I want it to be, because remember that V12, it's going to bleach or push at that 7-4 a little bit, so it's going to push that color out and brighten that up. So this is really effective. The other areas are kind of these gray, and I didn't hit them all. There's a whole nother, I'm noticing now, this whole BG area, but we've got some beautiful warm grays. I mean, this is like perfect for right in here. This has got that blue green. Let me grab one blue green, folks, and we'll finish this one up. It's either going to be, it's going to be one of these. So this is a BG9. This is BG93. I think this is going to be too bright. This is BG72. Oh, I don't know. I bet if I take that, and then, see, this is what happens though. I'm throwing all the stuff around on my desk. And now it's hard to find. W1. W3. W5. Yep. All right, here's another one. So underneath it all is BG72, and then on top, W1, W3, W5. Oops, and the 5's up here. Sorry, I think that makes sense. So one other color I tried, and you see it over here. I was hoping my BV would work in there. It did not. It did not work at all, in fact. But you might be able to work it into areas like this. So if you had your grays, we'll do this up here, and I keep saying we're going to be done, don't I? Ha ha ha. This is where I get lost in color. It fascinates me. It's part of why I like teaching. I like the challenge of it. So here's my warm grays again, 1 through 5. But out here, see how it goes way cool? And I could just use cooler grays, but I'm betting coming in, this will get me even closer. Right on the money. And you could probably even go one darker, but we're going to stop here. So this guy will go out here. W1, W3, W5, and B, V, 2, 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing color combinations that are all going to happen in this little space. Thanks for joining me again to explore our Copic color combinations, finding those. I hope this was helpful, and we will be back again on another Friday. Everybody out there, have a happy, colorful day.